welcome back to Great Sports Debates. Sorry it's been a minute. I wanted to throw together before the season started some football season long picks. I'll throw in some week one stuff and a couple of basketball things for everyone here. So let's start off. I'll just jump right in and get to the basketball. A couple things I like for the upcoming season. We got Cooper Flag. He's at plus 225 for Rookie of the Year. And I think that's a good bet. He's definitely the odds-on favorite. He's going to get the opportunity. And if he's in the mix at all, he's going to win it with all the hype behind him. Next one that I really like is the winner, the winner of the title being from the Northwest Division. That's plus 145. You're getting the Thunder and two of the other best teams in the league. It's pretty solid that one of those three teams is going to win the title. And then finally, we'll do the Pistons over 45.5 wins. We get closer to basketball season. We'll probably have some more season-long props there. But I just wanted to throw those ones to you guys in case I didn't get that out right away. Now let's jump in. I'll start with division winners. I'll go with some week one stuff. And then I'll give you some season bets starting with some of the more risky ones. So for the division, I made a lot of bets or parlays to increase the odds using the Bills to win the division. I mostly got them at minus 300 to minus 325. Not sure where any of these numbers are now. So remember when I give you these numbers, they're when I made the bets. Some of those have been from months ago. So I try to get it at the best point. Another one is Kansas City. For some reason, people aren't high on them to win the division early. Minus 118. I know some people expect Denver and the Chargers to both be better. And while they are, I still think Kansas City's the class of the division. So this is probably one of my favorite ones. Along with the Bills, even though the Bills number isn't quite as good, there's just no chance that they're not winning that division. Mix in if you like a plus money bet. I think San Francisco's going to have a bounce back season between CMC being healthy and a really easy schedule if you look at it. I think they're going to win double-digit games, plus 165 to win the division, so that might be one to mess around with. Eagles at minus 145 is pretty solid in my opinion. I don't think that they have a real challenge. I know people like Washington. I liked them last year a lot when you're getting the discounted rate, but I just don't think they're on Philadelphia's level. And I think Philadelphia is going to be one of the top teams in the league. So at minus 145 is a great deal in my opinion. And of course I got the Detroit Lions at plus 145. If you bet that now, it's a much better price. I don't think Micah Parsons is going to flip the division to Green Bay. And I'll use that as a good segue to get into some of the week one games that I like. So on that note, I bet Detroit early. I got them at plus 105. You probably get even more now because I know the line moved a little bit after the Micah Parsons trade. The mix of Parsons being injured, I don't know how effective he's going to be. The lack of practice, the fact that Green Bay lost Kenny Clark in the middle, and I just think Detroit's an all-around better team. I mean, just look over the last couple of years. They've had Green Bay's number, and if it's easier for them to run on Green Bay, I really like them, even on the road. So I like Detroit as a money line dog here. A couple other things you can bet or mix in parlays with. I like Saquon for anytime TD. That's almost always a good bet in my opinion, especially when they're playing Dallas, who was really terrible against the run last year. I like Philly. I bet them early. I know now it's minus 8.5, so it's a little tougher. But when they're at 6.5, I bought it down to 2.5, and I also did Eagles money line in a few parlays. So I really like them against Dallas. I also like Jahmyr Gibbs. People forget he led the league in touchdowns last year. I like him for anytime TD. He's going to score a lot of TDs no matter who they play against, and I think he's only going to get the ball more as time goes on. And finally, I like Kansas City. The line was minus 3 when I bet it. I bought it down to minus 2 or minus 2.5, depending on what place is allowed. I also did Kansas City money line. Again, this is another one where they're a small favorite because they're on the road, but I just think they're a better team than the Chargers. So those are ones that I really like off the top of my head. Let me give you a couple of the season bets that weren't on our premium video. So I'll start with a couple of risky ones for people that like to take more of those big shots. I got Aiden Hutchinson at plus 300 for comeback player of the year. Now, if you look at his sack number, it was the highest in the league, betting line I'm saying, for this upcoming year at 14, which is a pretty big number. I'd bet over if I had to pick, but I just did that as an avoid with him coming off an injury. But I feel like if he's anywhere near that, or in that defensive player of the year conversation that a lot of people expect him to be, how is he not comeback player of the year? I also like Gibbs. I've got him at plus 900 as well as plus 1,000 for leading the league in rush touchdowns. I think he's going to only get better, and I think he's going to get the ball more this year than he has in previous years. Lions minus 110 over 431.5 points. I think this is the biggest slam dunk that there is. If they're anywhere near their average from last year, they crushed that number. Yeah, they lost a couple of coordinators. Not super concerned about that. My biggest concern is how well the offensive line holds up with the couple of changes they made there. But they've got better in other places. The new wide receiver they got in there feels like he's going to be a good fit. I expect J-Mo to continue to win. We're going to bet him over his number again this year. It's not the top pick like it was last year that we got everyone to cash on, but J-Mo's going to continue to improve as well. We also got Merab over Sandhagen. I know that's UFC. I just wanted to throw that in there. It is minus 380, but I just don't see any way that Merab loses. And if you've been following the channel, you know we've been killing it on the UFC. So just throwing that one as an extra bite here with the season opener. All right, Lazard under 400 yards. I just don't think he's going to be a full-time starter anywhere, and he's been getting jobs because of Aaron Rodgers. So I wanted to lock that in while it was available, and I think there's a good shot he doesn't get enough playing time to get 400 yards. I've taken the Lions over 10.5 wins and 9 wins between being able to move wins and things that were offered. I think they are the most undervalued team when it comes to wins. Yes, their schedule's really tough this year, and their schedule was tough last year, though. And if they're anywhere near as good as they were last year, they won 15 games. I really like the offense. I think they made some improvements on defense. I mean, they got DJ at the cornerback position. That's going to help them in one of their weakest areas. They got a lot of guys back. They're filling in pieces all over the place. The defense was already really young with guys like Branch and Jack just getting better over time, all on their rookie contracts. And, of course, Aiden Hutchinson's back, and they looked like a totally different team when they had him. So, assuming he is at full strength like he keeps saying that he is, and if you follow Detroit sports like I do, you know that they put in the Hutch rule in practice. It sounds like he's been dominating. KC minus 400 to make the playoffs. You know, we usually don't like stuff as high as minus 400 unless we feel like it's an absolute lock. And I feel like this is. I don't see any scenarios where Kansas City doesn't make the playoffs. So I like this bet a lot. Joe Burrow, I took him. There's a couple ways you can bet it. I don't know what the number is now, but I got minus 300 that he's over 30 TDs and minus 120 if you go 33.5. So I think between as good as Burrow is with Chase and the weapons they have and the issues they've had on defense that he's going to have to throw a lot, that he puts up some big numbers again. I got Golden over 700 yards in Green Bay. I think he's a great wide receiver. I really liked him in college. I've heard nothing but good things coming out of training camp. Nobody has stepped up to be the real number one there, and I think he's going to be that guy. And if he is, 700 yards should be easy. I got Kyler Murray over 3,400 yards. I think by necessity, Arizona's going to have to pass, and he's hit that number pretty consistently. Injury is really the only thing to worry about here. I like Bijan again over. We cashed on that last year. The number bumped up a little bit to 1150, but I think he's going to be featured more, and I think he's going to be able to get there. Of course, one I really liked, I talked about Jahmyr Gibbs all off season. Over 1050, that's a lock. I love that pick. I got CMC over 950. To me, as long as he doesn't get injured, that should be a cash ticket. Kyren over 1,005 yards. He's starting to get a little bit of respect, but he's still undervalued. All this guy does is produce, no matter how many times they try to get rid of him or find somebody else. The guy's a stud. I got Judy over 925 yards. You notice his production's picked up when he first made the move. They love him over there. He's their best player. Somebody's got to get the yardage over there, and I think it's going to be him. And then my top pick, the guy I think is the most undervalued coming into the season. And we hit these every year. Every year I've given you the one that I really love, that we put thousands on. It's hit. And this year, it's Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill over 980 yards. This is just a blessing. Everything went wrong for Miami last year. And maybe Hill's a little bit about himself, and maybe he didn't handle things the right way. But he's the best weapon on that offense. Now, yeah, last year he only got 950 some yards or whatever it was. But just look back to the 2 seasons prior to that. He had 1799 and 17 something the year before that. This guy makes plays. He has breakaway speed. And I think this is a good spot to stick your money at. So, as always, that's all I got for the season opener. Of course, we got the premium picks for the guys that are members. That kind of includes the full slate of everything that we really love. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Hit me up if there's picks that I didn't mention that you think I should, and other bets you like for the upcoming season. And enjoy. We're going to try to do something weekly on here to give back to the fans on YouTube. Thanks a lot.